Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Sanford Elks Lodge. Happy Star Wars Day. So this is our 50th anniversary of honoring leadership in our youth, and probably 40 years of honoring our youth here. It's quite an honor to have everybody here tonight. As most of you know, and some of you may not, but we didn't do this for 2 years. Well, we did it, but we did it at the Performing Arts Center. We didn't have a meal. We didn't have many presentations to make or anything like that. But here we are again, and we're all pretty thankful about that. So I'm going to introduce to you our exalted ruler, Robert Shaw. He's got some introductions and some announcements. Robert?
Thank you, Bill. Welcome, everyone. Great to see you all here. Can't tell you how proud we are of you tonight. You should be proud of yourselves. You really should. You've made a difference. Make a bigger difference in the years to come. We do have some introductions here. I'd like to start with one of our, nice model. Everybody like the model, Star Wars, that's nice. I'd like to start with introducing Bruce as he is. He's a past state president of the Maine Elks Association. Welcome, Bruce.
Thank you.
We have our second vice president who just got elected over the weekend of the Maine Elks Association, Corey DeWitt. The lodge officers that we have in attendance tonight are in the back against the wall, Maurice Hanignost, who is our esteemed lecturing knight. Next to her, to the right, is Maggie Moody, one of our trustees. To the right is Ray Tangway, our incoming lodge esquire. And to the right of him is Oliver Jones, our inner guard. You want to do the... We do have a couple of past exalted rulers. We also have, coming around the room here, standing up is our chaplain, Suze Roberts. And hiding in the corner in her chair is Sherry Frechette. She is our leading knight. I don't know if how many of you remember, but Sherry is also our drug awareness chairman. You may have seen her in the schools around. We also have in the back, wave your hand, Shelly. Shelly Goodwin, one of our past exalted rulers. And also hiding behind everybody else is our past exalted ruler, Maurice's twin, Denise Labby. She's our current treasurer.
All set.
All set. Let's, we can do the flag.
So if you would all please rise. We will have an invocation by our chaplain, and please remain standing for a pledge to our country's flag.
I'd like to start with a moment of silence for Ukraine, if we could. Almighty Father, we come together to celebrate the accomplishments of our community's youth. As we partake in this meal, we pray for blessings and protections for our youth, their families, friends, teachers, and mentors. Bless this food as we are about to share, those who prepared it, those who will serve, and those who have worked to make this the special occasion that it is. Bless and protect the men and women in our armed forces as well. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Everybody enjoy the food? Good. So our first award presenter tonight is Sherry Frechette. Sherry is one of our knights. She's our like a first vice president. She's kind of like going to be our exalted ruler next year. But right now, she's our leading knight, and she is also the chairman for our drug awareness program and our Americanism program. So with that, here's Sherry Frechette.
Hello, everyone. Congratulations on all your wonderful accomplishments this year. The Drug Awareness Program aims to combat youth substance abuse through education, to make students aware of the dangers of drugs and learn about ways of handling peer pressure. We encourage students to think about what it means to be drug-free through our 4 annual contests. They can express their feelings about drug abuse, peer pressure, and bullying. This year's theme was "The Better Me is Drug-Free." Here tonight is our first place winners, and some are also state winners that just were up in Auburn being recognized for their accomplishments there. We'll start with the coloring contest. I'm not sure she's here, but it's Micaiah Owen, 3rd grade, Sanford Christian Academy. And Leo Marcinkowski, 3rd grade, Pride Elementary. Our poster contest, first place is, we have a boy and a girl for each of these contests. It's Lydia Dupuy, 5th grade, St. Thomas. And Jackson Stokes, 4th grade, Lebanon Elementary.
You come closer.
If I don't do this, Mommy will get on Daddy.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
So for anybody who wants a picture taken while they're up here, please take your time. We got plenty of time to do that. So parents, come on up and take all pictures you want.
Or we can do it.
For our essay contest, Addison Gendro, 8th grade, St. Thomas. And she'd like to have me read her essay. Drug abuse is a very serious thing. Thousands of people die every year from overdoses. The problem is once they get addicted, they can't fight the urge to use drugs. Millions of people suffer from this problem. Addiction runs in my family, and my mom once told me it takes someone who is mentally strong to be able to fight it. It can be very hard for people who grow up in an environment full of drug use or to see it on the street, to fight the urge, especially if they are in a dark place in their life. It's easier said than done, but it's important to try to get ahead of it. If you know addiction runs in your family, surround yourself with people who can help you if you do lose your way, or try to get help even if you feel the slightest urge. It is not shameful to know or admit you need help. Drugs don't only affect the person using them, but it also affects the people around them. If parents are using them it can affect their kids' childhood, such as how they're raised and how that will affect them later on in life. Some people could end up like their parents and fall down the rabbit hole, and others make the decision not to become like their parents and to make something of themselves. These are some of the reasons why the better me is drug-free. Now, Daniel or E.J. Gilmet, 6th grade, St. Thomas.
Drugs can affect many people's lives in many different ways. They can kill you, lead you to kill yourself, and even get others addicted along with you. Some ways they can do these things are by causing you to think differently, making you do things you wouldn't normally do. Drugs often lead people to kill themselves, others, and they can even kill you without anyone harming you. Even when you're recovering, it can be hard to stop the addiction, and sometimes people will stop and still die because of the drugs they used to take. It's important to not take them to keep yourself and others safe. People who take them often take years to recover from their previous mistakes. If parents do drugs, that will cause their kids to have a hard time growing up because they'll no longer get the support they need. Sometimes the children will even find their parents' drugs and get addicted. If people use drugs while they're pregnant, it can cause serious harm to the baby, even causing death. If you know someone who does drugs, you should alert local authorities immediately. In conclusion, drugs will wither your health, relationships, and even a person's childhood. You should avoid them as much as possible, even if someone offers them to you. No matter how much they tempt you, always say no. Just think, the better me is drug-free.
Now we have 2 essays. The first essay is a group of 3 students, Joshua Fogarty, Adeline Fraser, and Ellison Horton, 6th grade, middle school. Videos. And the other video is from Brody Toto, 5th grade, Line Elementary School.
Is this the spot?
You can go on the other side, go right ahead.
I got it.
Now for the Americanism essay contest, it's a 300-word essay contest with 2 divisions. The essays give students the opportunity to think about and express their views on their love of country and patriotism. This year's theme was, what does it mean to love your country? Division 1 was Akina Vivian, 5th grade, Alfred Elementary. I'm not sure if she's here. And Division 2 is Kira LeBrun, 8th grade, Massabesic Middle School. Kira wanted me to read her essay also. What does it mean to love your country? Our flag honors those we have fought to protect it and is a reminder of the sacrifice of our nation's founders and heroes. As the ultimate icon of America's storied history, the Stars and Stripes represent the very best of this nation, said by Joe Spartan. To be honest, I'm not sure what loving my country completely means. Love is a feeling and an action, so it can mean many things. Patriots are people that passionately love their country, so they sacrifice for it. They give time and effort to improve the nation. Many even go to the extent of joining the armed forces and sacrificing their lives to ensure that their country becomes a better place. There are so many things that we take for granted. The fact that we don't have to wake up and worry about a controlling government or getting invaded by tyrannic countries is such a big deal, but many people don't even think about it. Loving your country means that you take into account that we have freedom and are thankful. It means that you appreciate the people fighting for your and millions of others' safety. Loving your country can mean that you look out for the nature in it. People work together to lower the percent of the pollution. They clear out trash from the oceans and on land. There is recycling and reusing to lower the amount of trash. Solar power and eco-friendly energy sources also help the environment. In conclusion, I believe that loving your country had endless definitions. It's all about how you view it, not taking things for granted, looking out for the environment and people, supporting the service, and voting to improve your country are all ways that you are showing your love for your country. This subject of freedom has made me more aware than ever that even as a 13-year-old, I need to actively find ways to love my country and do my part to make it a better place. America's greatest contribution to the world is its concept of democracy, its concept of freedom, freedom of action, freedom of speech, and freedom of thought, said by Charlie Dent.
Thank you. So if we could have all the students who would like to be in a group photo, so parents, if you're going to allow your kids to be in a group photo, please have them come on up, and we might put that into our newsletter and over to the Elks magazine if it's possible. So if you'd like to, come on up, have a picture. All the Americanism and drug awareness winners, come on up. Very good. Okay. Thank you very much. Our next presenter is from middle school, and that is Pamela Linden. Linden. Oh, I'll let you introduce that.
Absolutely. Good evening, everybody. It's with great pleasure that I stand here tonight. Mr. Bailey and Mr. Mastracchio are going to rave about our 2 8th grade Elks recipients this evening. But I do want to say congratulations to all these familiar faces. It's so proud to see you guys here tonight, all grown up. Sitting here trying to recognize some of you because you've grown up so much. So congratulations on your senior year. Mr. Bailey, Mr. Mastracchio.
I'm honored to share that Isabella Mccall is this year's 8th grade female recipient of the Elks Award at Sanford Middle School. At SMS, she's known as Bella. She is a very driven young lady and wants to succeed at everything she attempts. She is a very well-rounded, participating in band, playing the trumpet and piano. Her athletic talents can also be witnessed at athletic venues participating in basketball and soccer. Bella also enjoys clubs at SMS. She's a member of the art club and the student leadership team. At Sanford Middle School, we've had the pleasure of watching her grow and mature over the past 3 years as a great student, athlete, and role model for others. Her teachers had the following things to say about her. Bella's school counselor, Mrs. Avery, states that Bella was selected as one of 2 8th grade girls to attend the Girls' Day at the State House in March. This is an annual event where 2 girls from every 8th grade school in Maine are eligible to learn more about government, rules, laws, leadership, and making change. Bella was selected by her teachers and school counselor as she is seen as a true leader, kind SMS community member, and strong student. She participated in several meetings with girls from all around Maine, as well as met some state representatives and civic leaders. Bella represented SMS well at this event. In social studies, Mrs. Fraser writes, Bella is one of the most conscientious students I've had in my classes. She is kind to others, a team player, and friendly to all. She is artistic as well, creating drawings and taking photographs that can awe you. Bella is an overall wonderful human being who has an incredible, bright future ahead of her. Her band teacher, Miss Scarano, notes, Bella was a member of the honors band this year and even auditioned for a solo in front of the entire ensemble and all of the teachers watching the rehearsal. Bella is a force to be reckoned with. She works extremely hard to always be prepared, goes above and beyond when practicing and playing her trumpet. Bella is an extremely hard worker and a very kind person. She holds herself to an extremely high standard and is noticeable in her music abilities and academic performance. Bella is so deserving of this award. Lastly, Ms. Sawyer, the advisor to the SMS student leadership, states, I've had an absolute pleasure of working with Bella in student leadership. Even before it gained traction as an official group at SMS, she was well onto it. There we go, sorry. Bella was a key in our planning and execution and grounding both in school and from home during the pandemic. She has a healthy empathy muscle, a strong sense of the right thing to do, and well-exercised funny bone. And she greeted incoming 5th graders this summer with pride, introducing them to our school. She made sure in everything she did, her best effort was represented. Bella deserves the recognition she is receiving this award. Isabella has been very successful at Sanford Middle School, and we are confident that she will continue to achieve all that she sets out to accomplish. Bella's parents must be incredibly proud of this amazing young lady. Kudos to her parents, David and Catherine, as well. As you have done an amazing job raising this young lady, let's have a round of applause for this year's 8th grade Female Elks Award recipient, Isabella Mccall. He's coming.
All right, Bella.
I am honored to share that Felix Rothwell is this year's male recipient of the Elks Award for an 8th grader at Sanford Middle School. Felix is a very unique and kind individual who exceeds both in and out of the classroom, and the teachers describe him as someone who truly has a zest for learning. His math teacher shares that Felix has a great sense of humor and a great smile. Miss White states, Felix loves to learn math, works well with any student, and advocates for both himself and his classmates. In addition to his regular classwork, he is the only student who's completed the supplementary Alec's geometry curriculum this year, going above and beyond. I think Miss White actually jokes with Mom that he does math on the weekends as well with that. Social studies, Miss Fraser states that she has never had a student who craves learning the way Felix does. He's the first person to jump into a class discussion. He is kind and empathetic to everyone and willing to help others whenever it is needed. During a class unit on culture, Felix shared information about his roots in Puerto Rico and helped his classmates pronounce words in Spanish and explain their meaning. As a member of the SMS Band and SMS Jazz Band, Ms. Scarano describes Felix as a brilliant musician. He was also a member of the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade District 1 Honors Band on the French horn. However, Felix is actually a trumpet and piano player and just started playing French horn this year. Not only did he learn how to play this new instrument in a few short months, but he excelled enough to play in an ensemble with the best 7th and 8th grade musicians in Southern Maine. Other teachers share common thoughts about Felix's willingness to participate in class and be a role model for his peers. He displays the traits and qualities of an exemplary learner, willing to lean into challenging things and share his learning with his peers. Felix is also very active with extracurriculars at school. He's a member of the civil rights team and cares deeply about making sure that everyone at SMS feels safe and welcome. He is also a member of the student leadership team, podcasting club, geocaching club, and a member of the school track team. Outside of school, Felix has been an influential part of working alongside his father at his food truck business, Bob's Ugly Bagels, based out of Belfast, Maine, which I will most certainly need to check out after this. Felix has also been very successful at Sanford Middle School during some of the most challenging times, which makes his accomplishments all the more meaningful and authentic. We're all confident that he will continue to achieve great things. I know Felix's parents must be incredibly proud of him as they have done an amazing job with him. Let's give him a round of applause for this year's 8th grade medal recipient, Felix Rothwell.
Bella, can we have you come take a picture?
Absolutely.
All right, congratulations, you two.
The Eagle Badge represents the highest level of achievement in Scouting. It is a symbol of honor and character. Since its introduction in 1911, the Eagle Scout rank has been earned by more than 2 million young men. That may seem like a lot, but considering that over 110 million boys have been scouts, that's less than 2%, a pretty elite group. This evening, I would like to introduce Ryan Mckenzie from Troop 369. Ryan's going to tell us a little bit about his Eagle project, if you would.
Hello, my name is Ryan Mckenzie. I'm an Eagle Scout from Lebanon, Maine. I am 16 years old, and for my Eagle Scout project, I worked with the Conservation Commission of Lebanon to make a hiking trail out in one of Lebanon's community forests. It's about a quarter of a mile long. Along the trail, there are activities to do that change every season. We worked hard to map out landscapes and put out geocaches in order to draw people out there. Yeah, it's a nice little hike. It's fun. It's aimed towards kids. So if you guys are ever wanting to go out there, it's in Hebo Forest in Lebanon. And yeah, it's a great walk.
Before we stop with the scouts, could I have the parents of Ryan please stand up? The Sanford Elks Lodge, number 1470, wants to thank and recognize you for your support and encouragement of Ryan in his journey through scouting and earning this very prestigious award. Thank you. All right. At this time, I'm going to, let's see here. I'm going to introduce Mr. Matt Peterman from the Sanford High School. He's the principal, and he's going to have some presentations and probably introduce a few other people to come up with it. Matt?
Thank you, and I want to say thank you to Bruce and the Elks for hosting us again. It's been a 2-year hiatus, but we appreciate coming back and the great food and the great service. So without further ado, I know most of you are excited to find out about the top 50 and the top 10 and our students of the year. So we'll start out, and joining me on the stage will be Mrs. Beth Letourneau, the Director of School Counseling at Sanford High.
Thank you for that. Louder for the people in the back. Thank you. Congrats, Top 50. How were the dipping sauces? Thank you, Alex, for providing dipping sauces. They were very, very concerned about that. So I am going to read the top 50 in no particular order. If you don't mind holding your applause till the end and then have like a crazy applause. Maybe we'll do for every time someone in the top 50 is announced, you'll just stand up and then until you're all standing up. Does that make sense? We cool with it? Or do you want to each stand up individually and have it be really awkward? Together. All right, I love it. All right, let's get this party started. So top 50, no particular order. Riley Ham. Layla Adewalker, Emma LeConte, Caleb Cole, Nicholas McDaniel, Sophia Corliss, William Kiley, Curtis Voder, Cam Buswell, Sky Morrison, Flavia Young, Allison Lansing, Liam Daly, Cam Matthew, Lucille Utgard, Grace Fleming, Amala Peterson, Ryan Robichaux, Robert Bowker, Madison Littlefield, Camille Alapano, Lydia Peace, Dalen Soul, Isabella Farrington, Adia Herman, Celia Perks, Elehoneg, Josh Werner, Olivia Martin, Elena Hanselman, Michaela O'Brien, Grace Davey, Jackson Lyles, Natalie Morgan, Ella Van Giesen, Megan Letourneau, Mia Noon, Lindsay Brown, Taylor Tovey, Preston Lom, TJ Brown, Riley Baker, Hunter Ferland Stevens, Parker Knapp, Ali Machinski, Jalen Bartholomew, Karna Curcio, Alec Mercer, Michaela Giles, and Kaylee Cole. Let's clap it up for the top 50. Great job. You may be seated. Thank you. Next, without further ado, we are going to announce the top 10. What we're going to do for the top 10 is I'm going to read 10 through the number 1. When I read your number, your name and your number, please stand in the front. Does that make sense? And then I'll announce all top 10 at the same time, and then we'll do a brief bio about each of you. Sounds good? Okay. Remember what? If you are number 11 versus 10, your life is going to be okay. I promise you. Can we agree, audience? You are going to be okay. I'm up here, and I was number 222 out of 223, so it's no big deal. Anyone that knows me is like, she's not lying. Okay, so drum roll. All right, thank you. Okay, number 10, Alec Mercer. Number 9, Ali Machinski. Number 8, Dalen Soul. Number 7, Josh Werner. Number 6, Olivia Martin. Number 5, Celia Perks. Yes, queen. Good job. Number 4, Lydia Peace. Number 3, Adia Herman. Number 2, Elehoneg. And the valedictorian for the class of 2022 at Sanford High School, Isabella Farrington. What we're going to do is when we read your bio, we're going to have you stand to the front.
Oh, let's go.
That's you. You're going to let's go right to the front, brother. All right? All right. And after we read your bio, we'll ask, we'll have them stay up till the very end. All right. Alec, this is about you. Alec Mercer, a gifted student and possessor of truly inquiring mind and love for learning. He has carved a unique and impressive academic path during his time at Sanford High. He shares a passion for learning and excellence in performing in high-level courses with his fellow top 10 students, but is unique in that he will be graduating from high school and starting college at age 16. Wow. A focused and discerning learner. His main concern is truly learning and comprehending, not compiling statistics, which he has done with the best of them. An AP Capstone Diploma candidate, he will be taking his academic prowess to the University of New Hampshire, where he will study mechanical engineering. All right. Next, number 9, Alec Machinski. We're gonna kind of like do a semi. Does that make sense? Are we cool? All right, we're doing this. Don't mess with that though. All right. Number 9, Alec Machinski. Compassionate, conscientious, and cheerful. Describe Allison Machinski. With over 100 community service hours logged at Curtis Lake Church, it is undeniable that her faith is something that guides her in her life. She is passionate about working with children, even babysitting mine, and helping them, I know she does that, and helping them to become the best that they can be. There is no doubt that many young lives have already been touched by Allison, and yet there are still many, many more to come. She has worked 5 days a week throughout the school year, in addition to her time at Sanford High School, excelling in advanced placement and honors level courses. Gordon College should consider themselves lucky when she arrives on campus this August as a nursing major. Number 8, daughter of Mr. Soul, Dalen Soul. Inquiring, competitive, and always willing to reach out and help. She has personified consistent excellence in performance and character throughout high school. Possessing an uncommonly wide range of abilities and interests, she can impress with the highest level intellect, artistic creativity, and huge heart for others, in addition to a quick and humorous wit. It seems there is nothing that she hasn't tried and succeeded in high school. She will take that diverse set of interests and abilities to the University of Maine, where she will study mechanical engineering. Next up, Josh Werner. An accomplished student and athlete with a true desire to learn and lead, what sets Josh apart is his superlative and uncompromising character. Always willing to stand up for his beliefs, even in the face of differing opinions and fearless convictions. He leads by performance and example, and is always willing to reach out to help students. An AP Capstone Diploma candidate, a true leader, and let's be honest, snazzy dresser. Josh will be attending Worcester Polytech Institute, where he plans on pursuing a double major in electrical and computer engineering, as well as business. Number 6, Olivia Martin. Insightful, witty, and possessing a fierce fervor for learning, she is truly one-of-a-kind student and among the very best in the class of 2022. While she's among the very brightest academically and intellectually, an AP Capstone Diploma candidate, what she is known for best is her passion for the arts. A gifted dancer, hit it. No. Okay. Tough crowd. A gifted dancer, singer, and actress, Olivia also choreographed a part of the musical Mamma Mia and has certainly left a mark, particularly in the arts at Sanford High. A true multi-dimensional talent, she will be attending the University of New Hampshire, where she will study biomedical science. Congratulations. Number 5, Celia Perks. Sharp, driven, and possessing a true heart for others, she has quietly but quite noticeably produced one of the best high school careers in this year's graduating class. Her kind, positive, and relatable approach to living her life, and certainly her academics, has earned her the admiration of faculty and students alike. An extremely engaged high school and community citizen and gifted writer, she will be taking her wide array of accomplishments and abilities to Oberlin College in Ohio, where she'll be studying either education or journalism. Number 4, Lydia Peace. An extremely focused, ambitious, and tireless student. She possesses a true love of learning and is graduating with 8 AP courses 8 college courses under her belt, and a total of 44.5 credits while a student at Sanford High School. She will be an AP Capstone Diploma candidate and will take her love of academics to Connecticut College, where she will major in anthropology and botany while minoring in history and classics. Let's clap it up for Lydia Peace. Number 3, Adia Herman. She is described by one of her teachers as someone you want on your team in an apocalypse. Someone who can change the world if given the chance. She is both academically and artistically gifted and has made the most of her intelligence and creativity at Sanford High. She has been a member of the math team, Olympia Snow Women's Leadership Institute, and spent countless hours working on sets for theater productions. She maintains a positive attitude wherever she is and makes her classroom where she is a better place. Her passion for animals and nature are a driving force in her life, and she will make a difference in the world as she attends the University of Maine in the fall. Clap it up. In the class of 2022, Salutatorian Elehoneg. Ella is described by one of her teachers as someone who motivated them to be the best teacher they could be every day. She begins with each day an insight beyond her years and an eagerness to learn and grow. When she sees a problem, she doesn't just point it out and complain, she works to find a solution, even creating a club meant to bring different groups of women together when she was just a sophomore. She's an activist, a kind and generous spirit who spends her free time reading in order to gain insight on the way others feel and live. She has participated in athletics, science bowl, math team, and peer helpers, all while working part-time and managing a challenging course load. Ella has it in her to make an impact on the world around her in a huge way. She plans to attend Boston University in the fall, where she will undoubtedly bring her positive attitude and work ethic and leave it a better place than she found it. Congratulations. Okay, and the valedictorian for the class of 2022, Isabella Farrington. Bella, she is woman, hear her roar. Everybody do it. She's a small business owner, student representative on the school board, actress, athlete, and clearly as valedictorian for the class of 2022, really, really smart. She is a big sister who values her family tremendously and is adored by all her siblings, even her brother. She has a strong sense of ethics and has the maturity of someone twice her age. She will speak up when it is difficult to do and follow her heart. She is an academic rock star who has worked incredibly hard to get to this point. She has taken the most challenging schedule a student can take at Sanford High School and has done so with incredible grit and determination. I would consider her to be a triple threat as an aspiring attorney with her ability to research, analyze, and write. If you were to enter a courtroom and you were on the opposite side, I would encourage you to turn around and run. Messiah College is lucky to have this young woman grace their campus in the fall. Congratulations, Bella. All right, let's do one last round of applause for the top 10 and the top 50. Okay, have a seat.
So I have the honor of introducing the Srtc Sanford Students of the Year. This is an opportunity to recognize two outstanding students from Sanford High School who also participate in Srtc programs. Both of the students selected for this honor are excellent representatives of Srtc. Our outstanding Sanford High School Srtc female student is Riley Ham. Riley is a student in the cosmetology program. Riley was nominated by her instructor, Miss Eaton, who had the following to say. Riley has been an absolute joy to have in class. She has also done my Block 5 program her sophomore year. She's extremely talented and knows exactly what she wants for her future. I'm very lucky that I was able to work with her over the past 3 school years. Riley has been employed at a local nail salon throughout her senior year. She will become a licensed nail technician prior to graduation. Congratulations, Riley. The outstanding Sanford High School Srtc male student is Curtis Voter. Curtis participates in the Engineering and Architectural Design program. Instructor Mr. Clark shares these words. Curtis is one of the most outstanding students I've had in my 8 years with this class. He's extremely smart and a perfect gentleman. He is also very humble, which I find to be great quality. He is an outstanding class member who is always helping others at the expense of his own free time and projects. Curtis plans to study mechanical engineering in the fall. Congratulations, Curtis. Next up, we have Dr. Amanda Doyle to introduce the female teen of the year, and then Mr. Tremblay will introduce the male of the year.
First, I'd like to thank the Elks for their hospitality tonight and for joining us in celebrating our impressive students. To our students, thank you for giving us so many wonderful things to celebrate. And to their families, thanks for the opportunity to work with your amazing young adults. Occasions like tonight remind us educators why this is our calling. That we are fortunate to witness so many bright young minds develop and flourish really is a gift. I'm honored tonight to present the award for the Sanford High School 2022 Outstanding Female Teen of the Year. To say that she had a short time to make a mark is an understatement, but boy, has this girl delivered. In the fall of her junior year, Layla Atawadkar burst through the door, ready to seize the mic for the morning announcements, class officer speech in hand. And the commitment to becoming a fully invested Spartan didn't stop there. She immediately immersed herself in many activities and academic pursuits. Layla has a strong interest in the STEM field, and her passions have been cultivated by an incredible amount of committed participation displayed in a variety of ways. Mrs. Colbeth shared that Layla is an exceptionally hard worker and one of the most dedicated students she's ever had. Mr. Soul agreed, commending Layla for her tenacity and drive. Mrs. English says she's most impressed by Layla's ability to embrace a challenge, and Mr. Kane noted Layla has crushed fitness tests and her commitment as president of the National Honor Society. Outside of the classroom, Layla's charisma and talent has stolen the show with a contagious energy this spring at the SHS production of Mamma Mia. In her 2 short years at SHS, Layla has participated in an impressive variety of activities, committing to the causes of peer helpers, Civil Rights Club, Environmental Club, Diversity and Inclusion, and Ocean Bowl. She has competed in both tennis and track and graced our stages and fields as a participant of performances in numerous choral and band activities. Notably, Layla is especially caring too. Mrs. Walker says not only does Layla demonstrate competitiveness, enthusiasm, and passion for sports while giving 100%, she's always willing to help others who may not be as strong. Ms. Turgeon echoes that, sharing that while Layla regularly volunteers to help others in the classroom, her caring nature continues outside its walls. Ms. Turgeon once watched as Layla approached a visibly upset peer in the hallway, walked alongside the student, and took the time to ensure that the student got the support they needed. In her daily interactions, she not only cares about others, but she's also respectful of different views. She's able to engage in discussions with peers of differing opinions without judgment and has a way of making other people feel heard and respected. School Counseling Director Mrs. Letourneau could not speak more highly of Layla, acknowledging that she exhibits a keen focus on her future and her aspirations. Characterizing her as poised, enthusiastic, and highly intelligent, Mrs. Letourneau notes that Layla shows up, looks for opportunities, and follows through. Layla was recently accepted as a member of the U.S. Coast Guard Academy class of 2026. We at Sanford High know that if Layla applies even a fraction of the pride, patriotism, and passion she exhibits each morning reciting the Pledge of Allegiance, as she does to her service in the Coast Guard, she will impress all who are fortunate to witness it. Layla, as a most deserving student, please accept our congratulations and best wishes for a bright future ahead. Thank you.
I can't tell you how intimidating it is to follow the Letourneau show and a doctor. So I'll apologize because I'm the wordy one. I know Mr. Watts is going to hit his stopwatch right now. The only person that usually beats me is Mr. Fallon, anybody who's played for coach. So again, good evening. It's certainly nice to see everybody here sitting at the Elks in person, elbow to elbow. The celebration took a very different look the last couple of years, as Bruce explained earlier. But through it all, the Elks have continued to make the celebration a priority. So we thank you for that, and we thank you for another celebration of our youth. To our high school students, I too thank you for sitting here tonight. Thank you for taking the time to celebrate with one another, for your efforts throughout the years, and for helping to make Sanford High a place we are proud to be. Your past 4 years in our new building haven't been easy, to say the least. I think it would be safe to say that your class has been snake bitten since we moved into our beautiful new building. Not only did you start your high school career in a construction zone, but thanks to COVID, you've also faced more than your fair share of challenges and inconveniences for nearly 400 school days of your high school career. But through it all, you persevered, you overcame, you rolled with the punches, and you've made it to the finish line. This celebration begins my favorite time of year, not just because summer vacation's on the horizon, but because it's the time we begin our celebration of you and all of your accomplishments. This celebration signifies the beginning of our graduation season, the end of your 12-year journey, and our chance to celebrate all of you. Tonight, I have the honor of recognizing the accomplishments of one particular young man. I usually like to do this with a little bit of suspense. So like many of you, he's done a lot to make a mark in our community and at Sanford High. Despite the challenges, he's kept his eye on the goal and his head in the game. He's been there when others have needed help, and he's stood up for the things he believes in. Academically, this young man's resume is quite impressive. He's amassed over 35 credits, nearly half of which were AP or college-level courses. He actually took his first AP course as a freshman, which is very rare. Beyond these classes, I can only count about 5 or 6 courses that have not been AP college or honors level, and those would be his electives. Beyond the classroom, this student's work ethic continued on the field. His coaches and mentors have raved about his commitments to things he's passionate about. He could often be seen running miles on the roads of campus, laps on the track. I hear mumbling, so I think we're guessing. And navigating the woods trails. If I haven't given enough clues for you to figure out who this year's Elks Male Teen of the Year recipient is, it's my pleasure to introduce Josh Werner. Although I've had the pleasure of chatting with Josh in the halls and watching him compete as an athlete, I certainly don't know Josh as well as his teachers and coaches. I've asked a few of them to share some thoughts about Josh, as I'm sure they'd love to be up here recognizing him instead of me. Mr. Kane, Josh's AP government teacher, says that Josh is one of the most upbeat, inspiring, and generous young men I've ever met. He lights up the classroom with a hearty handshake and a big hello, and then settles down to compete at the highest levels academically. He's made his mark on this school and on this community, and he'll be spoken with a smile long after he graduates from Sanford High School and moves upward and onward in his life. His personality, his kindness, his intelligence, his athleticism, and his leadership have truly set him apart and have improved the lives of so many people around him. Be well, Josh. Mr. McDougall says that Josh is a young man of superlative character. He's fearless in his convictions. He will willingly take moral positions in the face of dissenting opinions, no matter the cost. I think now you hear probably who read his top 10 speech, or who wrote it, sorry. He will choose the road less traveled and is willing to stand alone on an issue if he feels it's right. He's a true leader in every sense of the word. Mr. Clement, Josh's French teacher since 8th grade, says that Josh has always been polite, thorough, conscientious, and motivated by success. He always participated willingly and creatively and got into the spirit of whatever we were doing. He always worked with anyone and maintained a positive, achieving attitude. And Mrs. Walker, in her last year, says that Josh is a breath of fresh air, a fantastic leader, and a role model. He's always one to encourage other students and to help those that need extra attention. He goes the extra step to try to better himself, even if he's already reached his goal. And Smitty says that Josh is a superlative leader to all those who come in contact with him. He inspires those around him to perform beyond what they believe is possible. He gains the trust of his peers and those underclassmen that surround him by developing enthusiastic and encouraging relationships. Josh has an uncanny knack to get people to follow his lead and succeed in accomplishing their goals. Smitty does say, though, that he might have questionable taste in music, but he can always get the team to sing along loudly and proudly. Congrats to Josh and all your accomplishments. We wish you your best at Worcester Polytech in your double major.
And then they abandoned me. Before we read the final award winner, I just would like to thank Bruce and the Elks again for your hospitality, having us for this 50th annual youth banquet at the Elks Club this year. It's a little different than 2020 when I might have had two jokers up in the, not the press box, but the control room heckling me as I was messing up on stage reading a script. I don't know if you remember that, Bruce, but. No, I don't remember. Yeah, it was rough. There were several takes that didn't come out perfect the first time, so. Anyways, I also need to thank Mrs. Letourneau and her counseling office, Mr. Watts, Mr. Tremblay, Dr. Doyle, and of course, behind the camera, Sarah Schnell. We couldn't have all this without them. So lastly, congratulations to all of our students being honored here tonight, especially our top 50 in the class of 2022. It is now my honor to introduce the 2022 Elks Student of the Year. This hardworking student's been involved with many things from the get-go as a freshman, and will have amassed almost 40 credits when she walks across the stage at Sanford High School's graduation on June 8th. These have not been easy credits either. 8 AP classes, several honors, and college-level courses while still participating in athletics and drama during her years here. If you don't know who this humble person is, her name is Isabella Farrington. Better known as Bella, our class of 2022 valedictorian is an outstanding student, athlete, and actor. If you haven't seen her on stage, you need to. She also has won the Maine Principals Association Principals Award for Sanford High School earlier this spring, an honor only held by one senior in every graduating class in each high school across the state. Bella has also served on the Sanford School Committee as a student rep for 2 years, and she's represented our high school well. Thank you for your dedication, and hopefully for you it was time well spent. But instead of listening to me talk about Bella, Bella's teachers were very proud and very anxious to rave about her. Mrs. Werner, who's only really known her this year, says, I received a special request from Bella's school counselor last spring. They said they had a student who was incredibly motivated and wanted to take AP Studio Art with me, but that the student hadn't taken any art classes at SHS. The prerequisite for AP Studio Art is a minimum of 2 upper-level art courses. I told the counselor I would have to think about it. AP Studio Art is a massive amount of work and requires a lot of self-motivation and time. I asked several teachers if they thought Bella would be able to handle the workload. She was planning on taking AP Studio Art as an independent study, so she would only have occasional Spartan time classes to meet with me and with the other students in AP Studio. Everyone responded enthusiastic that if anyone could do it, Bella could. So I said yes, as long as I could look at a sample of her work. Bella came to see me and brought a portfolio of all of her work she had been working on outside of school for the past few years. It was incredible. Bella had worked so hard this year to create a deeply moving and beautiful portfolio of images. Her work has been outstanding. I am so glad I said yes, because I would have never been able to meet this outstanding, incredibly talented, kind, and wonderful human being for the past 8 months. Mr. Kane says, Bella is an incredible person and fantastic student who has made this community incredibly proud. From debating in AP U.S. government and politics, to singing in Mamma Mia, to field hockey, to AP art, to the Sanford School Committee, to being a gardening guru, and her best hair senior superlative. Bella Farrington has left her mark, without a doubt, on Sanford High School and the Sanford Springvale community. Mrs. Curtin says, how would I best describe Bella Farrington to you? Bright, enthusiastic, leader, loving, and artistic. I've had the pleasure of having Bella in my class for 4 years. Her mere presence lights up a room. She is always willing to jump in and help, whether it be a friend in need or the need for a student leader. Bella puts her intuitiveness to work as a great listener and support to her friends. She is strong in every sense of the word. I have been so lucky to have her singing and performing with me these past few years. She will be greatly missed. Congratulations, Bella, you will go far in this world. Mr. Soul says Bella is brilliant, driven, artistic, creative, and often takes subjects she has no interest in for college. She takes our most challenging courses to be a strong overall student, great student in class, and never stops working. The man of few words. Mrs. Boudreau says Bella is one of the most outstanding students I've ever encountered. She truly cares about understanding the material we are doing in calculus beyond just getting a good grade. I always joke with her that she asks the hard questions, because she often asks questions that I myself have not even thought of. Despite participating in many different activities in AP classes, she is still one of my top students. She is always willing to help other students and is a pleasure to have in class. And Mrs. Tibbetts wanted to share, Bella is one of my strongest AP research students last year. Not only did she overcome hardships during the class, she also was able to get the highest possible score on the exam. She spent the entirety of a class not only working on her project, but helping other students in her class when they needed help. She was always one to put other students' needs before her own. On a personal level, Bella is also one of the nicest, kind-hearted students I've ever had the chance to work with. She always made it a point to say hi in the hallway and could brighten up a room with her smile even when we were wearing masks. She's polite, humble, and smart beyond her years. She deserves every accolade she receives because she works hard to earn them, while also somehow juggling sports, theater, and watching her little siblings when needed. She is truly deserving of recognition. We're proud to have you as our Teen of the Year. Congratulations, Bella, and I don't want to ever see you in a courtroom.
So how about that? Huh? Some pretty amazing people, I would say, all around this room. And for the very last, pardon me, very last award that we hand out tonight is not to a student. It's to an adult, and it's an Adult Leadership Award. And this has been going on now for 50 years. So I'm going to read the names of the previous recipients. If you are here or if somebody's representing somebody here, please stand when your name is read. I'm not going to read the years all the way down through just because it'll take a little longer, but it started in 1972 and goes until last year. So in 1972, it was George Savage, then Norm Harris, Richard Brooks, Edward and Marion Dean, Alan Mapes, John Tucker, Robert J. Bluen, D. Rodrigue, Eric P. Elaine, Ron Norbert, Ralph Goodwin, Henry and Henrietta Dumont, Reynold Berard, Richard E. Boulay, George Chalk Dwyron, Sister Teresa Berube, Betty Tucker, Abel Saucier, Richard Boisenalt, Blaine Jack, and Sister Cindy is here today, daughter Cindy is here, Reverend James McAtee, David and Linda Bowles, Frank Ricker, Peter Levasseur, Bruce McKinnon, George Namando, Rick and Nancy Druin, Scott Nade, and Jim Langlis, Delilah Terrison, Sandra Legier, Gary Briggs, Jean Dione, Bruce Brunel, Stephen Caron, Ed Boyce, Jeff Titherington, Matthew Dwyron, and Douglas Roberts. This particular year, we had two gentlemen, Michael Gordon and Michael Tipper Thornton, Tony Jack, Ann Garnsey, Jeff Shane, Tina Willett, Larry and Wayne Young, Troy Graffam, Ed Cormier, Alan St. Laurent, and Matthew Peterman. And to present and this, our exalted ruler, Bob Shaw, will now present this year's winners.
This year is a little different than it's been in the past. This year, we honor more than one person. Some of you will recognize some of the names. I'm sure all of you will recognize one of them. First name on the list is Richard L. Wilkins. Richard was very active in youth athletics over the years. He volunteered for the Sanford Springvale Little League, which in the mid-1960s took the team from Sanford to the regionals in Rhode Island to play a team from Puerto Rico. He also coached Babe Ruth and Sanford Springvale Youth Athletic Association football, filmed high school football games for Sanford High, and was also involved with the Sanford High Booster Club. Richard later became head of Sanford Rec Department and then department head of the Sanford Public Works. And his wife, Helen. Helen served on the Sanford School Committee, was a member of the Warrant Committee, and volunteered for several organizations, including the Sanford Babe Ruth League and the Sanford High School Boosters. She was also active in the former DARE program in Sanford. She set up many celebrity charity softball and football events for the Sanford Drug Abuse Resistance Education. And finally, Richard Wilkins. Richard was a physical education and health teacher in the Sanford School District for 33 years. He spent 31 of his teaching years at Margaret Chase Smith School. He also taught at Sanford High School. He was a dedicated football coach at Sanford High for 32 years, helping to lead Sanford to a state championship in 1998. He was always a positive and supportive role model for thousands of children in his 33 years of teaching and coaching. This award is going to be presented to Robert Wilkins, who is a past exalted ruler of our lodge and one of the hardest workers we have. Robert?
So, before we close, I just want to let you know that Sarah Schnell has been taping this, or recording this, I should say, and it will be viewed on YouTube or Facebook soon, and WSSR-TV. So, you notice that there's some flowers on the table. Somebody's going to take one of those home, or all of them home. So today, I want you, at your table, I want you to figure out whose birthday is closest to today. And whoever's birthday is closest to today gets to take it home. If it's a tie, then the youngest one takes it. If it's still a tie, come see me. So this concludes our program. I thank you for coming. Drive safe and have a nice evening.